Good afternoon, Twitch. Welcome. Today we're going to do something slightly different. Today we are going to be cooking. So for those of y'all who are wondering why I might be doing this instead of lifting, it's because I recently had a surgery, and as a result, per doctor's orders, I can't lift for about a week. So I'm going to have to bring you a little alternative content through this weekend. First day back I'm going to try is going to be Sunday. We'll see how I'm feeling, and that's how we're going to go about that one. I'll talk about a few other things related to the channel, then we're going to get started with the cooking. The first thing y'all may notice is that I have reworked a couple of things from the VOD. Because of the Twitch suspension I had last weekend, a few of the VODs are gone. Some of the other things are gone too. You know, if that's more your thing, that sort of content will still exist. It's just going to be on my Discord. I'm just trying to play by the rules. You know how it is. Just doing the best I can on that one. So, if you guys have questions about it, you know, that's okay. Talk to me. That's all good. But we are going to have a great little time tonight. Today I'm going to make one of my all-time just solid dishes. It's chili. Typically I wait on this for winter, but it's October here and we're finally getting nights in the 50s, which as far as I'm concerned is winter weather at this point. I just want chili so bad I don't really care. So let's go ahead, get started, and get going. Now, first things first, we're going to need our meat for chili. Good morning, CSY. Yeah, it's weird to think you're on the other side of the world, but yes, it is morning for you. Let me just go ahead and get my chat on here because I need to. There we go. Much better, much better. That way I can see you guys over here while I'm cooking, or while I'm chopping up food. So, first thing we're going to do, we're making chili, the classic American chili dish. The nice thing about chili is that there are a million different recipes for it, and it can really vary based on how you taste. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm finally back on Twitch. I'm super happy to see you all. I'm super stoked to be here. For those of you who didn't notice, first off, because this is cooking, we actually have dual cam today, which is kind of a first. So if y'all want, have feedback with the angles, questions, all of that, please let me know. If y'all please can tell me how the audio visual is. Cristiano Vibes, good to see you. Your glute spread tutorial helped me a lot. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Again, per doctor's orders, I can't lift for a little while. So we're going to make the best of it. So today we're going to do the other part of getting in really good shape, which is diet and cooking. So again, chili is really nice. It's a classic American meal, and what's really convenient about it is that you can add or subtract whatever ingredients you'd like. So, for most people, chili is a dish that involves meat. You can make excellent meatless chilies, and if that's your thing, have at it. So, we, however, are going to use meat. Today, we have our bargain basement, very simple, bog standard, 73% ground beef chuck. We're going to throw that in there. And you may have heard me say 73%. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means it's 73% lean. So 73% lean means that it's going to render a lot of fat. Well, you're going to say to yourself, well, shit, BBAS, that doesn't sound very healthy. And you'd be right. 73% ground beef on its own is not very healthy, but it is incredibly flavorful. So, what do we do to counterbalance that? Well, what you do is you add 93% ground turkey, which is very good for you. It's pure protein, but it doesn't have near the flavor the ground beef does. The fat from the ground beef, once it renders, is going to cook the turkey, and that's going to give a really good flavor. So, we're going to put the turkey off to the side for now, and we're going to turn the heat on to about medium, and we're going to just use the spoon to break up the beef into smaller chunks so it cooks a little bit faster. That should do right about there. And if you guys, again, have questions about audio, visual, please let me know. Oh my gosh, we already got a subscriber. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That is fantastic. We're going to go ahead and believe this actually needs to go up top. There we go. Sorry about that. If the pan is too hot, you don't need oil. The meat sears immediately. I'm not trying to sear this meat though. I'm trying to cook it a bit slower. I want the fat to render a touch because we're going to cook leaner meat in the fat from this fattier meat. So when you've got two meats that you're going to use in a dish, if you cook the fattier meat first, you can cook the lean meat in the fattier meat, and it generally gives a really nice flavor. So we're going to go ahead and let that cook for a little bit, and while we're doing that, over here we're going to chop up a basic yellow onion. You've got to have onions in your chili. To me, that's a must. I feel like a chili without onion, you're missing something. You can certainly do it. I just can't fathom the person who would. So we're going to peel the skin off the onion. Thank you, Shadow Gloom, very much for the subscription. That is a 2-month streak. I appreciate it very much. Again, y'all's contributions and help are making this channel the best they can be. And I want y'all to become the best you can be. Remember that, okay? At the top of everything else I do, what I want to help you guys with is ultimately, hey, let's go ahead and help each other become the best version of ourselves we can be. Excited for the NHL? A little bit. Again, right now my goal is, what I care about for the NHL more than anything is that Ovechkin breaks the record. And I get people don't like Ovechkin right now because he's Russian and, with the whole war in Ukraine. I get that, I do. But I love Alexander Ovechkin and I want him to succeed. So we're going to continue chopping this onion up. So we've just diced it. It's a real basic dice. I guess I can't really show this angle quite as well as I'd like to, but what you do is you slice it, right, with just a basic chef's knife, nothing major. You can get one of these at a store for $5 or less even if you go to a Dollar General. Try to get a slightly higher quality one than that though, because the Dollar General ones will break on you and they'll rust, and don't cook with a rusty knife if you can avoid it. So yeah, see, it's nice, it's diced. Just show that in here. Now, the onions, taste just about right. The onions will go into the pan once the meat has started cooking and the meat has seared. So we're going to want to up the heat a little bit more. And while we do that, you guys may notice there's a pot over here. Per my roommate's request, this is deeply disturbing to me, she has asked that the base be pasta, which if anybody in here is from the state of Ohio, you guys are probably laughing your ass off at right now. I personally believe the proper side for chili is cornbread because I'm from the South. Oh, hello. Thank you very much for the following, Ressa. Hey there. Woo! Indeed. Ressa, big, or Risa, I believe it is. Big Texas A&M fan just like I am. I know where you're from. But yeah, no, that's the thing. People forget, Alexander Ovechkin's family, right? They're all Olympic athletes. His mother was an Olympic basketball player for the Soviet Union in the 70s. Like, they're very much integrated into Russian society, and you're either pro-Putin or you're pro-getting shot. So, what are you going to do? Again, I don't support the Russian regime, but I understand why Ovechkin takes the position that he does. Anywho, in the meantime, we're going to get out. Actually, we've already got our onions chopped up. The next thing, chili peppers. What good is a chili without some chili peppers? These are lovely. I believe they're actually Chinese, I want to say. They're a Chinese type of Asian chili. Normally I go with an arbol or a jalapeno, but I don't have those right now, so this is what we're going to work with. So we're going to chop up those chilies as well. Actually, I take that back. Do I have arbol back in here? Let me look. It's tea, seafood seasoning, lemon pepper, flour, curry paste. You can hear sizzle starting to occur. That's a good sign. Yeah, I don't need any oil for this. The meat is fatty enough. There's a little bonus thing for you too. If you cook your leaner meats in the grease from the fattier meats, all of a sudden, boom, wow, you've already got that taken care of, and you don't have to add excess oil to your dish. So you can see it's starting to cook up a little bit. Need to up the heat, I think, just a touch more. So let's get it up to about an 8. from 0 to 10. Oh my gosh, howdy, what's up, Valbert? We have, oh my gosh, another anonymous gifter. Thank you for the 5 subs. Thank you very much. A hype train, I can try clap push-ups tonight, but let's see. Let there be audio. Had to reload the stream. Welcome, Risa. Always good to see you. Risa out of College Station. Big fan. So we're going to go ahead and chop some of these chilies up. I have to cook this with my roommate in mind, so I'm going to limit it to 4. I would normally throw about 6 or 7 of these bad boys in there, but it has to be something my roommate will tolerate. And she's from the north, so she doesn't understand what spicy food is, unfortunately. So we're going to just chop these up over here. And I'll show you guys what it looks like under the detailed cam once I'm finished chopping. That way you guys know. You just chop them crossways. You don't have to chop them any fancy way. You just chop, slice them up. Now, a little bit of that chili oil will get on your fingers, so if you wear contacts, be aware of that. So this is what it looks like. We've got our onions, and we've got our chili. Because she wants pasta, I suppose we better fill this up with water. So I'm going to do that. Gift subs are indeed awesome subs. I know damn well what spicy food is. I just don't have a taste for it. Either way, it's just a pity. It's a shame. Dodger, that doesn't make it any better. The truth is, she really doesn't know what spicy food genuinely is. Dodger's never had Indian or Asian levels of spicy. What we white people think is spicy doesn't even fucking cut it. Okay, so you can see the fat is starting to render, to liquefy. We're going to flip some of the meat, make sure the pink bits are all getting cooked. Generally speaking, you don't need raw ground beef in your chili. That's not the point of this. I do appreciate a rare hamburger, though, which some people say is, you know, unsafe for food. And to that I say I don't give a fuck. Oh my gosh, another gift bomb. Anna, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Plastic Walnuts got the right attitude. The only people in the United States that understand what true heat is are Texas and Louisiana. Awesome. Okay, so now this is bubbling up real nice. So we're going to go ahead and get the turkey in there, and then we're going to need to season it. We're going to get our seasonings out, and then we're going to throw in the onions and chilies. So we're going to chuck the turkey in. Boom. Throw this away. I got this turkey on sale. This ground turkey is 93% lean. I got it for, I think, under $3 a pound, which is pretty decent. Yeah, $2.67 a pound. Not bad. So, this is my wok. The handle has been lost over time, and I'm just kind of still going with it. So, we're going to cook the turkey in the beef fat. Let that cook for a little while. Going to have to keep the heat hot, and then we're going to have to start seasoning it. So, first thing you want, a little bit of pepper. Black pepper. Real nice, real basic. We have a lot of great Asian neighborhoods. Oh my god, we've got a level 4 hype train already. God, this is amazing. Thank you so much for the gift bomb. Plastic Walnut, this is wonderful. Great Asian restaurants here as well. Yes, sir. Cayenne pepper is wonderful. Actually, I do have some cayenne pepper, and it will go into this dish, as a matter of fact. So right there. Speaking of, why don't we just bam. We'll start with a little. We're not going to add a ton at the moment. Next thing we need to do is we need to let it cook for a little while longer in the grease. And then we're going to throw one of my little secrets to a good chili, and that's red wine. Red wine on the meat gives it a wonderful flavor. And as for which wine I'm going to use, believe it or not, I am actually going to use my own homemade Scuppernong wine. So this is going to be a Scuppernong wine homemade chili. My beautiful red oh my god, leaky Scuppernong wine. Okay, well, I have to clean that up. Oh. I need that to cook down a bit more first. Yeah, it's still a bit raw. Raw meat is delicious, and let nobody else convince you otherwise. out of paper towels. I'm gonna have to go get me one. Stand by. Actually, do I have a paper towel in here? Oh, backup roll. Perfect. Lucked out there. Absolutely. Absolutely lucked out there. Perfection. Yeah, poor Dodger hasn't really seen spicy food yet. I try to keep it to a dull roar here for her sake, and well, I can't blame her. You know, she grew up in the north, so she doesn't grok it quite the way I do. I grew up in Asia, so I definitely get the appeal. Now, granted, it was Japan, and they have nothing on the Indians, the Thai, the Vietnamese, or any of them. But okay, we're going to go ahead and move that alerts box off. We're also going to record everything today that we do in our journal. Oh my God, a level 5 type train, guys! This is incredible. Gosh, I wanna say thank you. I'm so busy cooking here. Oh my God, CSY, you rock, you're amazing. I already got 23 people in here. Fan-friggin-tastic, you guys. Fan-friggin-tastic. We're gonna go ahead and turn the follow alerts off just because they're gonna be going for a hot minute with that kind of a gift bomb. Level 5 hype train. Okay, so I'm gonna try and do some clap push-ups later. I really probably shouldn't, doctor's orders, but I'm a man of my word when it comes to this stream. Anyway, cheers, y'all. Thank you very much. No push-ups, you have to rest. Well, CSY, you were the one doing the donating, so I'll listen to you here. I think I probably should. All right. Excellent. So we're going to add some acidity. We're going to add some astringency with the wine. Liberal dose of that. A few ounces should do. There we go. Spilled a bit more. And yes, I do have it loaded in mason jars in my fridge. If that surprises you, you guys haven't been watching me long enough. So the meat's pretty good at this point. We now need to season a little bit more. So, what do we season it with? Again, some people find this a bit shocking, but to mix with the astringency of the wine a little bit, the basic tomato ketchup brings out a touch of sweetness that the wine otherwise masks. So we want a touch of that. The next thing we want to add is a touch of Worcestershire sauce. We'll ketchup, Worcestershire sauce. That'll be all the sauces we add. Then we're going to add our seasonings. We're going to season the meat, and then we're going to move on to adding everything else. So, what does the meat for the chili need? First things first, adoy, chili powder, and a lot of it. A nice thick blanket of chili powder. Then it's going to need more black pepper. Going to need a bit of salt, which we shall add via other seasonings. Oh my God, we got bits. Oh my God, oh my God, another level, another friggin' hype train. You guys are just incredible. You guys are so generous. Thank you so much. I want nothing more than to take my shirt off, by the way, but I feel like if I do that, Twitch is not going to be happy with me. So I'm not gonna. Oh my God, 200 bits. Another anonymous gifter. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the level up. Wow, I've never seen a level 6 hype train. Alright, I'll take it easy. Okay, so now we've got, you can see sort of a brownish, fatty gravy liquid of mostly fat covering the meat. I'm going to just break up the bigger pieces. Because again, it's supposed to be small pieces of meat in your chili. Unless you're cooking with stew meat, in which case this doesn't quite apply. For the ground meat, it does. Flavor is good on that. It needs one more thing, a little bit of honey hog hot barbecue seasoning, which is, you would think, better for pork, but it'll work for beef or turkey here. Gives it just a touch more sweetness and a little bit of heat. Fantastic. So I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit, and at this point we're going to throw in our onions and our chilies. Yum, yum. The knife to scrape that off. We don't waste anything in this household. I never ever waste. Food waste is one of the worst crimes imaginable in my book. I have never seen a level 6 hype train before. You guys are so incredible. Just, ultimately, all I can do is thank you. You guys make all of this worthwhile. You guys are going to help me get through this surgery. I'm going to come back bigger, stronger, faster, leaner, and ready to kick some ass. So, I'm only out for a few more days. I'm going to try a little bit of light lifting next week. And then hopefully 2 weeks from now, I'll really be able to fully dive back into it. So, we've got our chilies and onions soaking in here. And you got to be asking yourself, why? What else do we need? The most important ingredient to me in a solid chili is garlic and lots of it. Unfortunately, we're almost out in this container, so we're going to open up a new one. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead, because we do not waste anything, scrape out everything we need. And for that, we will need our rubber scraper, which appears to have gone missing. It's probably in the dishwasher. Let's check there. It is not. Let's check in the back. I don't know if any of y'all have ever watched the videos of James May cooking on YouTube. James May of Top Gear / The Grand Tour. But if I'm doing as good as he is, then we're hitting gold. I love the way he handles his presentation. He's very pedantic. It's almost like watching, your grandpa cook in a way. Just kind of comforting and old-fashioned. All right, so we're going to take a little key to get all of this out of here. We could just throw a little water in here, swirl it around, and get it out. But why do that when we have something that can give more flavor? We'll use the wine. And I'm probably going to drink the rest of that wine tonight. So we're going to throw the lid back on. Shaky, shaky, shaky. And all the garlic has now accumulated towards the bottom, where we can then pour it into the chili. Do that one more time. Just another splash, not too much. Plenty of it. Flood the cow, and good lord, the hype train was 26 subs and 208 bits. That is just amazing. Please take all these support emojis. You guys are just the absolute bomb frickin' diggity. That is amazing, and I just can't thank you all enough for the support. However, this is not enough garlic, so now that we've emptied out the old container, we're going to open up a new one. Oh, nothing like fresh garlic. And to be honest, we may yet add garlic powder on top of this. But for now, 1 tablespoon garlic, 2 tablespoon garlic, 3 tablespoon garlic, and 1 for me, because I really do like garlic. Yummy. Now, we've got our garlic. We've turned down the pot, so we're simmering it. The next thing we need to do is focus on adding the vegetables, and then we'll add the seasoning. But first, we're going to stir everything in and see how the flavoring is. There shouldn't be a very heavy tomato base. We added a little ketchup, but the tomatoes are going to come in a little while. Some may call me a heretic for this too, but I enjoy beans and chili. We'll see. Okay. So that was a piece of turkey, but it had a very beefy undertone flavor, and it's because we cooked it in the rendered beef fat, which is excellent. Now, again, you can find leaner meats or use leaner meats, and it can still be almost as good. It's all about, we'll try a piece of beef. Oh. Yeah, no, nothing beats low grade, fatty, 73%, bottom of the barrel beef. It just tastes better. It's the stuff. Have any of y'all ever watched Parks and Rec? So if y'all have watched Parks and Rec, y'all have probably seen that episode where Chris and Ron do a burger cook-off contest, and Ron comes out with a basic burger with beef, that he got from Food and Stuff, with no condiments, and everybody agrees it tastes better. It's the same principle. And that is that wine drink. Gotta have the wine. There's a fly in here and I cannot stand it. Thank you, Big Red. Thank you for telling me. Yes, everybody, I am back. Tell all your friends. We will do a Truth or Drink stream also, and or a Truth or Truth or Jump Roping stream. We'll see how that all goes. If that's y'all's thing. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move off the wine. We need to season. I think we need more chili powder looking at it. And I don't measure, if y'all noticed. I don't measure, so what I'll do is I'll season in layers. I'll under-season, taste, and then add seasoning as appropriate. So a little chili powder. And then I think we're going to start looking at adding our canned vegetables. So, tomatoes. Really freaking simple. Most people would agree tomatoes need to be in chili. A day without wine is a day without sunshine. Justin Wilson, Big Red, why are the Aggies the way they are? From the outside looking in, you can't understand it. From the inside looking out, we can't explain it. I've also got chili beans from Aldi and kidney beans because I'm a sicko and I like two kinds of beans. And something a lot of people don't put in their chili but should is hominy. I think hominy, there we go. Still kind of getting used to the angle. I think hominy is a really nice add to chili. So, we're going to get out our can opener. We're going to start, why not, with the hominy. Darker, light red kidney beans. A mix of both, usually. I don't have a preference. I prefer dark red, but if I have light red on tap, it's what I'll use. I actually have both here. I have dark red, and I have light red. Adds a southern touch to the chili. I do believe hominy is so underrated. It's delicious, y'all. And it is not coming out of the can today. There she goes. It was a bit compacted. That happens sometimes. Now, I'm saving all the cans and putting them off to the side. And the reason I'm doing that is so I can record the nutritional value of the whole thing. What is hominy? Okay, so. Dodger, probably not. The pan's already getting pretty full. So hominy is a type of maize or corn grown here in the United States and the Western Hemisphere as well. It's not very well known in Europe or in your case CSY Australia because it's native to it's a New World thing. It's like okra or sweet potatoes that it's one of those items that's never made it across the pond. But you see hominy a lot in Southern cooking or in soul food. You also see it a lot in Mexican food. The Mexicans use hominy to great effect in all sorts of things. Menudo, they'll put it in stews, they'll put it in soups. They'll use it, grind it up to make tortillas out of, or flautas, or any other sorts of things. And it's basically, it's like hominy is like if you mixed, it's like a cross between grits and corn, which I know technically they're all corn, but you get what I mean, like sweet corn. It doesn't have the sweetness, but it's got sort of a meatiness to it. I think it's rather nice. I do agree, Dodger. I think if I have the space, I'll throw in another can of hominy, because it just does add... I will say, if you have a vegetarian chili, throw in hominy. It makes it way meatier. It's really good. Hang on, you're putting... Yes, Russa, we've been over this. I'm sorry, beans go in chili. Deal with it. They're even called chili beans, literally. Read right there. CHILI beans. And they're good. I've had it in Mexican food, but I've not used it at home. I highly recommend hominy. Even more disturbing, fake Texan. Deal with it, Snow True. Cove and Sieve, man. I throw in hominy into my chili. That's way more degenerate than most people would say. Beans are going in the chili, y'all. Deal with it. Sorry, beans are supposed to go in chili. They are. In fact, beans are more important to chili, I would argue, even more so than meat. I have had good meatless chilies. I've never had a good beanless chili. And y'all are majorly coping if y'all have problems with that. Sorry, is what it is. What's up to Black Laurel? No, I'm sorry. Beans and chili are not a bad thing. In fact, beans and chili are what make it such a nice, affordable prospect as a meal. The whole point of chili is to be a big, comforting meal that you can eat off of for days in the wintertime. Or, you know, when it starts getting cold here, which is like 65 degrees. Beans make the stomach... Well, beans are good for you. They're good for your digestive system. They're inexpensive, and they just... I think they add a lot to a dish. So we're gonna go ahead and just throw... There's 1 can of chili beans and 1 can of dark red kidneys. So dark red's right here. Yeah. No, if you're the anti-bean and chili police, fuck off. Deal with it. Cope and seethe. I'm never gonna change. Beans and chili. Yes. I think we're gonna have to add our tomato. And Dodge, I don't think we're gonna have enough room for another... I'm gonna try one more piece of meat. When I drink, I start doing this. It's a bad habit, but boy, is it tasty. To add the tomatoes in, we're going to run out of space. So I think I'm going to hold off on adding any further beans or further hominy until we've added the tomatoes, which is important. So we're going to add some crushed tomato because chili deserves tomato. I can't eat chili. It's never that cold, but we do half chili, half dish. It makes me literally sick. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's a pity. As far as what else goes on chili, as far as chili sides, I like chili over rice. Chili over pasta is fine when it's done homemade. Skyline and Gold Star, fucking terrible. Because Dodger asked for it, we are actually doing it Ohio style. You can make jokes at her expense for that. I believe the proper side for chili is cornbread. I think a lot of people would agree with me, at least on that. If y'all don't agree with me on the idea that chili should have beans in it. I prefer no beans if it's to be on a hot dog, otherwise, yeah. Okay, so no, there's a very good distinction. Plastic is right. If you are putting chili on a hot dog for a chili dog, beans are a lot more optional. But chili on its own, no, you need that. So we add the tomato. And then we're gonna switch to seasoning. Nothing like little basic canned tomato. And we're gonna use the spoon. Because again, we do not waste in this household. There we go. You got a couple extra scoops out of it, just from scraping. And now I get the extra bits. Yum. Yes, beans and chili though. I am. Some may call me a heretic. Some may call me not a real Texan. But beans and chili is just better. Deal with it. Cope, seethe, mold, dilate. Do not care. This is a bit watery, so we're going to have to amp up the heat a little bit. I think the tomatoes made it a touch... Oh, that's why. The hominy hasn't quite broken up yet. But if it's watery because of too much grease, and that's what it's looking like over here, I'm seeing a lot of the rendered beef fat rise to the top. What we can do is once we've mixed it in, we can throw in just a touch of flour, and that should thicken it back up again. We could also add cornmeal if we felt like it, but I'm thinking flour may be the move. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get a lid, and then we're going to start boiling the pasta. But this chili, now a good chili should wait and sit for a while. Truth be told, I prefer to make the chili in this pot, but because I'm using it for pasta, I have to use my plan B. Actually, I could have used the pot from my... moonshine still that I bought, but I'm going to end up returning that still. I think that much alcohol around me probably isn't a healthy thing, and since this whole channel is based around being healthy, maybe that's not the best idea. I don't need to be getting even drunker. That's looking pretty solid, or rather, pretty tasty, but not solid enough. So we're gonna let that simmer. We're gonna wait till we start seeing bubbles off of that. Then we're gonna focus on the pasta. What's up, Moobot? Oh yes, so we have a Discord. For those of you who are new here, Black Law, good to see you. Glad you have a great stream. Thank you very much. We are at 506 followers. Good to see. For those of you who are new, the goal is to get to 1,000 followers by the end of the year. If that happens, we're going to have a truth or drink stream, which is going to be a ton of fun. It's currently 12:36 a.m. Black Laurel, go to bed. Go sleep. It's important to get sleep. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get started on the pasta. That needs to sit for a little while. That needs to just kind of get a little bit thicker. I think, again, when you have a situation like this where your chilies come out just a touch thin, usually the solution is to let it simmer and at a near boil for about 2 hours or so. But since, we're not going to want to sit here and watch it do that for that long, what we're going to do is we'll probably add a little bit of flour. That's a little bit of a cheap life hack. I recommend or having, Plastic says, talking about alligator burger or fried nuggets. Oh, gator's delicious. Cornstarch isn't bad, but flour, I believe, is better. Cornstarch is, it's okay. I think flour is the better option here, though. I'll put the chilies back in. Again, I would have added so many more of those, but Dodger is here. Oh. Actually, what we need to do is season it next. That's much more important. So, a little more black pepper. We need... Oh, and y'all may have noticed a bandage on my shoulder there. I got my flu shot today. Get yours. My shoulder's a little bit sore, but otherwise it's okay. I need a little bit of... Actually, quite a bit of paprika. Good bit of paprika. Lots more chili powder. Yes. We're going to want, I'm going to test it, and then we're going to see about red pepper flakes. Otherwise, I may just chop another chili or two in there and throw it in. Because right now, there's no heat on this. Absolutely none. And look, a good chili should have some kick to it. It should be a little spicy, because then you can throw a little sour cream over the top or some cheese, and it just moderates it perfectly. So we're going to stir, grab a spoon. We'll taste. Okay. Oh, that's quite good. Doesn't have the heat that it should. So I think I'm going to chop up these one more pepper, and throw it in. Which I know Dodger is screaming in horror right now, but there is no heat to that whatsoever. And that's just not... A chili has to have something. Gotta have something. So we'll take that, throw it in. Jalapeno or serrano pepper. Actually, these are a Chinese chili I have. Typically, I would prefer serranos. I don't have them. Get that fly out of here. I don't actually have them, so, I'm making do with what I have. And that's a big part of cooking. Sometimes you're going to have to substitute. If you find you don't have an ingredient, you're not going to bother going all the way to the store for one ingredient to finish a dish, unless you're really trying to impress someone, and in which case, just make an advanced plan. Get the spices off of this stirring spoon. So that's a little bit off center. We're going to push the pot over, or try bite number 2. Better. All right. I think that's about right, but it needs to sit for a little while. No. I think 2 more things. 3 more things. A little bit more garlic powder. Take out the seeds. No, I will not take out the seeds. A little bit more garlic powder. Some cayenne. And then some, just a little, not too much, MSG. You don't need to go nuts with this stuff, but a sprinkle of MSG does actually have a good effect. Everybody's like, oh, MSG is bad for you. If you use a tiny bit of MSG in a giant pot of food, you're gonna be okay. MSG isn't gonna kill you. It's been used, MSG has been used since the Roman days, actually. There was an ancient condiment called garum back then, Garum, which many believe is sort of the forefather to MSG. So, anywho, let's talk to the chat. The seeds are super spicy. Yeah, that's kind of the point. Lafayette would go to Lafayette twice a year, knew that city almost as well I knew the streets of Houston. Oh my god, we have another hype train. Oh no, that's the old hype train that's frozen. Don't know why. The MSG research was scientifically unfounded and racist. I didn't know that, actually. I had a sweet potato soup that can warm me up on the cold day. I love sweet potatoes. MSG, again, just a tiny bit. The MSG is not going to give you a headache unless you use shit fucking tons of it. Now, I used up all the wine. I may have another swig, actually. Because I like it. That's why. Just using an old wine bottle. And this is my own homemade Scuppernong wine, so cheers, y'all. Oh, man, that's good. I do like potato soup. But this chili's looking pretty good. We're going to center the pot. I can see it starting to bubble, which means we're going to turn down the heat. Yes. That's quite nice. That's not bad at all. There's still a couple clumps of hominy in here. Let's fix that. Kind of just mash it against the side and the hominy all split apart. I think I maybe have enough room for another cup of hominy or another cup of beans. I already threw in 2 cups of beans. What do you guys think, chat? Another cup of chili beans or another can of hominy? And if we go hominy, I have 2 different varieties. I have white and I have golden. Well, Dodge wants hominy, so... Alright, what do y'all think? Chat, you know what? Can we get a poll up? Dodge, you're a mod. You know what? If you're watching this, Dodge, and you're a mod, I demand you to make a poll. Because if you're gonna demand I throw in hominy, white or golden, give them the choice of chili beans too. Let's have the chat decide. Another cup of chili beans, another can of chili beans, another can of white hominy, or another can of golden hominy, or white hominy. Which do we go with, chat? Where are we at? Let's get a poll up. Hominy, white, golden, or gnaw beans. I already threw in some kidney beans, by the way. We're going to keep these over here. We're keeping the cans off to the side that we used. In either case, I'm going to go ahead and clean up. I don't need another case of kidney beans, I don't think. I'm going to throw that here. So while we do that, we're going to go ahead and get the salt, because obviously you must salt your water before you make pasta. That ought to do. Nice little handful of salt. Then we're going to need a lid to start boiling the pasta. So we come back over here, we bend over, we grab our lid. Twitch, if you freaking put me in suspension because I bent over and showed my ass on camera, I am going to have words, okay? I was just bending down to pick up a lid. Don't you go there. I swear to God, Twitch. I swear to God. Remember, you golden voters, he already put some golden in there. Saute an onion, add chicken stock. Ooh, that looks really good, Big Red. By the way, so a big part of this stream, of course, is advice. And if you guys are looking for diet advice, come and talk to me. The next thing we're going to do, actually, before we boil the pastas, I want this to simmer for a little bit. Is we're going to count up all the calories we've thrown in there so far. So I did a little bit of cheating earlier and calculated using nutritionix.com how much 1 pound of ground beef, 73% 1 pound of ground turkey is. So I already have those values written down. Next thing we need to do is write down everything else for the whole pot. Okay, so currently it's 4 and 4, white and golden hominy. Got a deadlock, y'all. Gonna need to see a difference. In the meantime, I want to figure out how much calories this pasta has in it. This is Berea brand Collezione Bucatini. God, Dodger has Cadillac taste sometimes. I swear to God, she doesn't even buy the off-brand stuff. But this is 1,200 calories, so we're gonna write that down in here. Just on the side, in the margins, say pasta, 1,200 calories. Wow, there's a lot of protein in there. That's actually not bad. 48 grams of protein for the whole box. 6 grams of fat. And 246 grams of carbs. That's a lot, but it's pasta. Of course it would be. Hominy 2, white or golden? Looks like white's running away with that one. So, okay, we'll do white hominy then. In that case, I'll put the chili beans and the golden away. Put that back over here. And close the food cabinet, the canned goods cabinet. Okay, so white is the winner. So, now we need to add up everything else we threw in there. So we threw in the meat. Then we started throwing in the vegetables. An onion has maybe 50 calories. It's not a lot. So we'll just go ahead and throw 50 on for that. Chili beans has 110 per serving and 3.5 servings per container. So that's 110, 220, 330, and then half over that is 55. So 385 plus 50 for the onions, 435. Kidney beans is 60. So the kidney beans is 420. So 420 plus, what was that? 385. 435 plus 420. So that's 855 for those two. Then we're going to add in the hominy. The hominy is 90 per serving and 3.5, so we're at 420 plus 855. So that's 90 times 3.5 is 90, 180, 270, 315 plus 855 is 870, 1170. The same applies for the yellow hominy. They have the same amount, so that's 1170 plus 315 is 1385. Then we have the tomatoes, which is 260. So we're at 1170, 1385 plus 260 is 1585, 1645 plus 1020 for the turkey. That's 2,665 plus 1360 for the beef. So 2665 plus 1360 is 2725. So that's, this whole pot is 4,025 calories. Then we do the same thing for protein. Next time Ag fixes chili, look for Carol Shelby chili kit. I make my own chili by hand and by scratch with a different recipe, damn it. I ain't buying no chili kit. No, get that out of here. That is disrespectful. I ain't buying no chili kit. Get out of here with that. Get out of here. Bad. So we'll add the hominy in just a moment. So we're going to continue totaling all these numbers up. So, okay. So, protein, the ground beef has 76 per pound. The ground turkey is 150 per pound. So that's 226 grams of protein. Then we add everything up for the beans. The beans have 7 per serving, so multiply that by 3.5, 7, 14, 21, 24.5, plus what we have, 226 plus 24.5, so it's 250.5. Adding the kidney beans, another 24.5, so that's 275. Then we add the hominy, which is 2 grams, so that's 7 grams per can, so that's 14 grams for both cans of hominy, which is 287, and then the tomato is 13 grams. So an even 300 grams of protein for this entire thing. Not bad. Now we do fat. So the ground beef has 120 grams of fat. Ground turkey is 54 grams of fat. That's 174. 3.5 for these beans. 3.5 for the hominy, so that's 10.5. So that's roughly 10.5 plus, what was that, 174, so that's 185, let's round up, grams of fat. Then we do the math. So 185 times 9 plus 1,200, so we just do the calculator on that. 185 times 9 is 1665 plus 1,200 from the protein is 2865. So 4,025 minus 2865 is 1160 calories from carbs. Divide that by 4, and we have 290 grams of carbs. And oh my goodness, so I itched down below with the hand that I used to chop up the chilies, and that was a mistake. Y'all, I have no delicate way of putting this. My nuts are on fire. Ow. Okay, well, Twitch, if you demonetize me for that, I don't know what to tell you. This is prime comedy material for the audience. Holy fuck, that hurts. Ow. Okay, just gonna go ahead and have another swig of wine and not really think about the fact that my nuts are on fire. Ay, Dios mio, y'all. Not my proudest moment. Okay. Wowzers. That is definitely not a pleasant feeling. Alright, so the chili's bubbling. And we're going to go ahead and turn on the pasta pot. So we're going to go ahead and turn that on to high. Stir this up a little bit. Then we're going to throw in the hominy. And we can go ahead and move the seasonings off back over to the spice rack, which is overflowing right now. I need to reorganize it. I personally don't think this chili is as hot as it should be, but I know I want Dodger to eat it too, so I'm going to refrain from adding my conventional levels of heat to it. Again, damn it. Again, I know y'all are here normally for lifting. I'm not able to lift this week because of doctor's orders, so y'all will have to be a bit understanding. Made a mess there. There we go. Wash this off. There we go. Wash out the can. And then throw it in the recycling bin, because that's the right thing to do. Oh shit, the lid is onto it. That is the perfect size. There we go. Okay. Ouchie. Okay. Yeah, this is not the first time I've scratched my nuts after handling hot food. Mistakes have been made, y'all. There's the... As you can tell, as I've been drinking wine, I get more and more chaotic in the kitchen. A little bit more clumsy, but I start moving around real quick and fancy and everything. So, gonna go ahead and drain the hominy. As requested, white hominy was the winner, so it is going in. This here is what white hominy looks like. It's like big corn. Should thicken it up ever so much. Throwing the pot back over here. So, now you're asking yourself, why did you go and calculate the caloric value of that whole pot? Surely you're not going to eat an entire pot of chili. And the answer is, I probably could. I'm not going to, but I probably could. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it's easier to me to estimate what fraction of the pot you ate at any given time, and then calculate that as a portion of the whole to judge your calories on, than to weigh it and measure it and be all scientific and shit, because that takes forever and it's tedious and I don't like it. So, There we are. We have added the white hominy. I think I'm going to add a little bit of flour to thicken it up just a touch. Not too much. Not enough to be really calorically significant even. You don't need that much. A little sprinkle. That ought to do. If that adds an extra 50 calories for the entire pot, I don't care enough to write it down. It's just basic white flour, so we'll mix it in. And it's going to do a really lovely job of thickening up the sauce within the chili. Yeah, that's getting to be that perfect sort of chili-ish texture we all know and love. Exactly what I was hoping for. So we just need to mix in the flour. Again, we just threw a sprinkling in, you know, maybe 1/8 of a cup. Nothing crazy. You got to make sure you do mix it in, because otherwise, if you put flour into hot liquid, it often tends to clump up. So you have to make sure it is properly stirred in. And when you stir it in properly, you'll notice a difference in texture, which we have achieved. This chili is now the perfect consistency. So all we got to do now is let that sit, let that wait. We're going to put the heat down to sort of a medium, a low medium. Besides, you can freeze the chili you don't eat, which for a pot of chili that big is what I would have done because I'm a one-person crew here. Absolutely. Use corn flour and milk. That's another way of doing it. I prefer regular flour. To me, flour just mixes in really well. Anyway, yeah, hominy is... for the Europeans, for the non-Americans in this chat, hominy is a very popular grain. It is a version of maize or corn used here in the United States and very often in Mexico as well as a basic staple grain. It's a cousin of corn. It is a bit chewier. It is a bit sort of meatier. It does not have the sweetness that corn does. You could throw corn in chili, and that would be a 100 acceptable decision to make. I chose not to, but I personally am fine with having corn in chili. So the chili is done at this point. Well, okay. The longer it simmers, like any big pot of anything dish, a curry, Italian, red Italian sauce or white Italian sauce, the longer it sits, the better it's going to taste. So we're just going to let it simmer. Meanwhile, you keep hearing little pops. That's, I think, from the bottom of the pot, which is not boiled yet. As we all know, a watched pot never boils, so maybe I need to take the camera off. But in the meantime, we've gone ahead, we calculated our calories for everything. So let's say I want 1/10 of this entire pot. That would give me 402 calories from the chili and 120 calories from the pasta. So a 520 calorie meal, which is pretty good. Now, here's the devil. The devil is in the details. What if we were to add... Get ready, y'all. I'm about to copy a famous meme here. Cheese. I have basic... Actually, this is fancy Aldi cheese, triple cheddar. But if we were to add this, just a quarter cup, a little sprinkling over the top is another 100 calories. So with cheese, you have to be careful. But I do acknowledge that a good triple cheddar does not get beaten over chili. So I will be adding cheese. That being said, I can still flex for y'all, I think. Yes, sir. I think that's still... I think the doctor wouldn't be mad at this, and nor would Twitch. Yeah, baby. So how are we doing on the audience? All right, well, I think we've got the core audience here, and I'll take that. If we're reliably hitting 20 people, that's not too bad. There we go. Making sure there's nothing I needed to deal with on the phone. Anyway, so this is now the point where I get to talk to you guys in chat because we're waiting for the pot-o water to boil so we can boil our pasta and make Ohio-style chili because Dodger's a fucking Yankee. No, it's actually not the worst. It's not the worst. Cincinnati-style chili is Dude, the heat is at max. Actually, oh, it's not. It's at 9. Now it's at max. No, it's starting to bubble. It's starting to steam a little bit. But, no, I personally believe the ultimate... Okay, so chili is what's one of the great thing about chili is chili can go with any number of great sides. You can put chili over rice. You can put chili over cornbread or with cornbread. You can put chili over Fritos, a bag of Fritos, and have a Frito pie, which, as my fellow Texans would tell you, is a wonderful idea. The Frito pie is a true Texas classic, and I do love it. You can put chili over a baked potato. You can put chili over a hot dog. You can put chili over pasta. It really doesn't matter. The quality of the chili is what matters. Now I'm going to get some more water because if I keep drinking wine, I'm going to not enjoy tomorrow very much. Gotta get some ice. Oh, as an aside, for those of you who are into beer, I had a very, very good couple of beers that I got while I was down in the great state of Florida for my surgery, but the one that I thought I was going to like the least, I ended up liking the most. This is Oyster City Mangrove Pale Ale with natural mango flavors, and this is from Lakeland, Florida, believe it or not. It's a really good beer. I will tell you, it's strong. It's 8% alcohol by volume, but I was nothing short of really impressed. It's not too hoppy, but it has enough hops to give it a sort of a nice floral flavor that goes very well with the mango. Again, I'm not a huge fan of hoppy and fruity beers, but that one surprised the absolute bejesus out of me. All right. In the meantime, yeah, now this is the time where you guys ask me questions and I give advice out and all that jazz. Or I can talk about everything else. For the article in question, Mel thinks Levis will go number 1 overall in the draft. Anybody who thinks Will Levis is going to go over C.J. Stroud in the draft is smoking crack. I'm sorry, no. That's ridiculous. No, you'd have to be crazy to think C.J. Stroud doesn't have it right now. I think it's going to be C.J. Stroud if he declares. If C.J. Stroud doesn't declare, that's a different story. But oh, this looks fan-fucking-tastic. I am drooling, y'all. Oh, this is going to be wonderful. And this is such a good winter winter meal because it's going to warm you the hell up. But you know, it's still 80-something degrees in the daytime here, but it's cold enough to where I can have it, and I love it. A weird combination that Doritos and vanilla ice cream. Stop committing crimes against food, Dodger. That's just disgusting. That's as disgusting as your liquor choices. My question is, where's the veggie part of that meal? A very good one. So, technically speaking, we did throw an onion in there, and we threw some tomato in there, and some beans, but not really veggies in the way we deserve them. So, what is the solution to that? Boom, baby. The side salad. I'm going to have a side salad with it. Real simple. I have a cucumber, and, well, I guess I could prepare the salad. I don't think I really want to do that right now. I guess that's sort of the other question with these sorts of things. Do y'all want me to eat on stream, or... Oh, pot is boiling. I think that the way it's supposed to work is that I'm not... Apologize for the steam. It will be dealt with shortly, momentarily. Let the pasta get all in there. Am I supposed to eat on stream? How are you supposed to do? I've never finished a cooking stream. I just cook and then I'll turn the stream off, then I'll go eat it. So I don't know how that works. Can't spell mukbang without ag. Keep drinking wine, then do a topless eat stream, one stroke. CSY, stop trying to ban me from Twitch. I want to do all of those things, and I feel like Twitch will be very angry. Dang it, CSY, stop being... You're a good idea machine, because that just sounds incredible, everything about that. But I feel like if I do that, Twitch is going to be very, very, very mad. Tell you what, I'll take another swig of wine now. I do want another swig of wine. Nothing's better than homemade wine, y'all. Oh, and the pot's already boiling over. Which means we need to turn down the heat just a touch. There we go. I'm a UK fan. I don't think Levis is a top prospect. I think Levis could go in the first 2 rounds if he continues to play well. But anybody who thinks Will Levis should be #1 overall is delusional. That's ridiculous. All right, this needs to be stirred up, so we're gonna just take. There we go. Much better. Perfect. This Saturday's game is going to be stressful. No, it's not going to be stressful. Kentucky's going to friggin' delete South Carolina. Look, there's a quality difference here, and South Carolina does not have the talent to match Kentucky's offensive line and Chris Rodriguez. C-Rod is going to run roughshod over that Gamecocks defense, and I would predict Kentucky by about 10 to 14. Good fart. Anywho. The color is very. The color on this camera is not as accurate as it should be. It's much redder in person than the camera makes it look. The camera makes it sort of look almost like an orangey brown, and I promise you, it's actually quite red. Maybe that's my nighttime filter fucking with it. Could be that. See how the pasta's doing. Still hard. But yeah, I'm gonna have a side. Oh, the cam froze. Seems like it's okay. Oh shit. Levis is out? Okay, well that may change things. I still think the offensive line is gonna be the dominating factor for Kentucky there. Y'all are gonna win out, but that's good to know. So yeah, as far as this stream's concerned, let's talk about a few things, y'all. So we've talked about the dieting and the exercise. You look like a white gorilla. I'm gonna call that a compliment. Thank you. Damn it. I appreciate that. I think that means I'm really strong. I am. Unfortunately, I had a surgery on Monday, so I'm not able to do my normal lifting stream. Stick around though, ABDE Sammed. Stick around, give a follow if you really like the content. I promise it's only going to get better from here. But tonight we're making food. Which, by the way, I also really like y'all's feedback on everything here. Because I don't know how good a job I'm doing here. I'm really kind of winging this. We'll do it live is quite on the nose for today. We're definitely doing it live. If y'all don't know what "we'll do it live" means, it's actually a meme from, if y'all know who Bill O'Reilly is, there's a famous meme of him going, "We'll do it live! Fuck it! I'll write it, we'll do it live!" This is really funny. Okay, so this is out of power. Hey, alright, thank you very much for the follow. I believe that was probably ABDE. Thank you very much. It's 507. When we get to a full 1,000, I will do a truth or drink, or rather a truth or jump rope stream on the Discord, where you guys can ask me any question, and I will have to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. These questions can be as racy as you would like, which is why we're doing it on the Discord, and I'm not going to do it on Twitch. And the pot is boiling again. Alright, so I think just let the pot boil for a little bit. But yeah, if y'all enjoy this content, please join the Discord. More importantly, please tell your friends. There's nothing more important right now to me than helping you guys, but I want to help as many people as I can, and to do that, I need a bigger audience. So keep that in mind. Hang on one second. So, hey, Night Owl Paul, welcome. Work done finally. Good to see you. Egg, you're not gonna like me right now, but no, fuck LSU always. It was difficult for you to lead a healthy life when you were in college. A little bit, but not as much as you would think. Thank you very. Oh my gosh, Night Owl Paul, thank you very much for the subscriptions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't. I'm so amazed at y'all. This community's generosity always amazes me, and it allows me to make big upgrades to stream. Y'all have seen me use the power blocks before. I'm going to continue using them. More is going to come there. All right. I possibly use just one more minute. LSU's playing Tennessee. Then go Rocky Top, man. So let's talk about that. So Gatto Culia 0. So in college, I was very fortunate that I did not actually get a car. Too many kids go into college and use a car to get around, and they don't use their bicycle. The truth is, if you're not biking around college, you're missing a gigantic opportunity to keep yourself in excellent shape. Not to mention, with the dining halls, if you eat correctly in the dining halls, you just load up on chicken breast, you load up on fresh vegetables, salads, broccoli, you are going to absolutely look like a stud. So it wasn't difficult for me to keep myself in shape, but I did not do it. I was not in as good a shape in college as I am now. The reason for that is because I drank too much. I'll be very blunt about it. I would do a lot of binge drinking as the mechanical engineers were so busy with our work that once we had a spare weekend, or we had a weekend without exams, we would all get absolutely piss drunk. And then we would go and eat lanes and all sort of junk food. That's just how it's how it is in college. I just didn't make the best choices when it came to dieting. But now I'm making better choices and I'm seeing better results. I mean, Twitch won't ban me for showing that I have some form of abs going on. It's getting there. It'll get better the longer I go. But yeah. That's as far as we're going tonight. I'm not taking my shirt off tonight because I know Twitch is watching. I'm trying to be good, Twitch. If you are secretly watching this and you're from Twitch and you want to give me a genuine line in the sand to what is okay and what isn't, I'd be really thankful to hear it. So, yeah. All right, so the pasta's done. We're going to go ahead and drain it. Plenty of it. Flood the cowling. Yeah, there are a couple flies over here. I need to tell them flies to fuck off. And then to stop the pasta from continuing to cook and getting too mushy, take a little bit of room temperature water, swirl it around the bottom of the pot to get the other sticking pasta. We'll put the pot back, and we can turn the stove off. Delicious. All right, so now we can construct our pasta, and before I'm going to do that, I guess the question is sort of, do y'all want me to eat on stream? That seems kind of like a strange and rather impolite thing to do. I mean, I could. It's just, where do we go from here, chat? The cooking is now done. Y'all can ask me advice. We can end the stream. Maybe that's the way to do it. I'll end the stream and then I'll head back to the Discord. It'll be a shorter stream tonight, but I will be back. I think that's probably what we'll do, unless the chat tells me otherwise. But y'all really want to see me eat? Well, anyway, before that, I do want to tell you all, I will be back live at 8 in the morning tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be Finances Fridays. So, normally I do my finances after I lift on stream on Fridays, but because tomorrow I cannot lift, I am going to spend more time talking about finance. I'll probably read some ERE from you guys. I may start the stream in bed because, well, you know what? Why not sleep in a little bit longer? Why not? I feel like I've earned it. I need to rest anyway. And it can be a lot of fun that way. I may kind of screw with the screens a little bit to get it just right, just so But I will not be shirtless or any of that. Well, maybe I'll be shirtless. We'll see. Nailed that pasta. Well, I got two people who want to see me eat. Okay. You know what? All right. Dodge, dinner's ready if you want to dish up too. I got to tell the roommate. Or commit fraud on Railroad Tycoon. We're going to do that as well. We're going to talk stocks, and then we'll go probably play some Railroad Tycoon as well. So I guess I'll go ahead and dish up. But first, I'm going to figure out how much I should have. Grab one more little thing of pasta. And yes, I like sucking spaghetti like this. Nothing is, dude, I am such a sucker for pasta. It's just so carb heavy that unless I'm bulking, I can't eat a ton of it. So my dish is going to be like mostly chili, very little pasta. I'm going to have a little more. And then I'm going to go get my notebook, and I'm going to figure out how much of this I can eat. So, let's see how much I had today. I actually went out to eat. I very seldom do that, but today was such a slow day. I wanted to go to a little Mexican hole-in-the-wall place, and it's so good. It's El Toro in New Orleans, South Carolina. They don't get a cut of my audience for me telling them. It's just a really great place. Nobody speaks English inside, and salsa and mariachi music plays. So you know it's one of them good Mexican joints. Best pastor tacos I've had outside of the state of Texas. Anywho, so the whole pot of pasta, the whole pot of chili is 4,000 calories, thereabouts. The whole pot of pasta is 1,200. So I have had today about 1,200 calories, so I can afford about 1,000. In other words, I can have about 1/5 of everything here. So I need help if any tech nerds here. Just changed from iOS to Android. My Google Pay has stopped working on Twitch. Is there a limit? I'm not sure. You may want to try PayPal. Oh, by the way, for those of you who really like what I do and want to contribute but don't want to give Amazon your money, I have both Cash App and PayPal links down below. Totally up to you. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this because I like giving y'all advice and because, well, quite frankly, it's a lot of fun for me. Anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and do, I can have, so it'd be 520 calories per 1/10. So if I have about 1/8 of that pot and then add some cheese, that will be about enough. So I'm going to go ahead and do just about that, measure about 1/8 of it, which means I'm going to want the small bowl. This is an original Suffolk breakfast bowl from Suffolk in England from the Henry Watson pottery. Got this from my mom, who bought it when she was over there in the late Margaret Thatcher years, I believe, or early John Major years, I'm not sure. So I'm going to get a little bit of pasta, not very much. Again, I can't afford the calories pasta gives. That should about do it right there. Not too much, just a little bit. It looks like a lot more than it is. Kind of hard to show you guys without having it dump out onto the laptop, which is not what we're trying to do here. Then we're going to come over and grab ourselves the spoon. And Dodge, if you want to grab yourself a bowl, you can. I'm going to get myself quite a bit of this, though. I'm going to go heavy on the chili. Because, again, all I'm doing is eating. I'm going to have, this is 1/8 of a pot. This is the only bowl I'm going to have. And then, because I want to do this properly, I must go and retrieve. We're going to do that same meme thing again. Cheese. And again, to quote James May, plenty of it, flood the cowling. If I can open the bloody thing. Bollocks. There it goes. Oh, love the smell of fresh cheese. And this isn't fresh cheese, it's bagged cheese. It's not particularly fancy, but It's still quite good to me. So, Dodge, you want some?
Yes, please.
I would imagine so. So, before we sit down with our meal, y'all can see it right there, I'm going to calculate up what I've got here. So I'm going to estimate that's about 1/8 of everything. So 1/8 of the pasta, 1/8 of 1200, which is 150 calories. So we're just going to type it, or just going to write in dinner. So 150 for the pasta. So 1/8 of 4,000. So that's 4,000 over 8. That's about 500. So 500 plus 150 is 650. Another 110 for the cheese. So we're going to go ahead and round up to 800, just to be conservative. We're going to say this is 1/8 of 300. So that's 37.5 plus 1/8 of 48. That's 6. And then, let me see the back of the cheese. 6 grams of protein as well. So 6 plus 6 is 12. So that's about 50 grams of protein. Fat, this is going to be 1/8 of 185 is 185, 97 and a half, 49. About 25 plus 1 plus 9, so it's 25, 26, 35 grams of fat. And then carbohydrates, 1/8 of 290 is about 32 plus 1/8 of 246, another 30. So that's about 65 grams of carbs, or thereabouts. To quote Steve Dangle, the Reds need a new pair of shoes, and they fire the laces. Yeah, the Reds are not a good baseball team. And then, this is all true. So that's a pretty conservative estimate for dinner. But we've been drinking wine this entire time, and wine has calories. I would say I've drank about half this bottle of wine, and I had about half of the jar that we used for the chili. So I'm going to knock down another swig of this and claim I've had 3 glasses. Yum. Homemade Scuppernong wine. Dodge, if you want some of that, have as much as you please.
I'm saving mine for my own.
Okay, so wine's gonna be 300 calories, ///. There's not much protein or much fat in wine. It's mostly carbs and alcohol, and so I just go ///. I don't need to measure that. So total today is gonna be 200, 700, 1,200, 2,000, about 2,300 calories if this is indeed all that I eat. Protein is not nearly enough, around 90. Fat is 24, 44, 55, about 90 as well. That's terrible. Carbs is 65, 135, 185, 205. Not good in terms of protein content. But you guys have to remember, I'm not lifting, so I don't have to worry about it. Morphine checking in. Thank you very much. Oh, it's gotten you in black, so I couldn't tell the name. Morphine with an X. I know you followed just very recently. Thank you very much for showing up, for talking. Always love having new people show up. And again, a big part of this for me is, showing all the new people, hey, you want to find a channel that shows you how to get in better shape financially, get in better shape economically, get in better shape physically, and eat right, this is the one. I forgot to include the side salad in this. Side salad's not going to have much. I'm going to have it after this, I think, if I'm still hungry.
I do see that big red, and I'm a bit nervous.
If not, I'll probably have the side salad for breakfast tomorrow. Decisions. I'm going to have this and see how hungry I am. If I'm still hungry, I'll have the side salad. Because NAGF84 was correct. There's not enough vegetable content in this alone. There's some. I mean, there's an onion, and there's a little more tomato. But it's not ideal. So now we're going to have to shift a little bit. I was lurking this time, but since CSY needed some help and thought I'll help a little. Well, wonderful. Morphine, glad you spoke up. I love when my community helps itself out. That always makes my heart sing a little bit. So I guess Do y'all really want me to stream me eating? Gonna go ahead and make sure that's what y'all actually want me to do. Otherwise, we've been going for about an hour and a half. It'd be a shorter stream, but we can call it quits here, and I'll see you guys on the Discord after I've eaten. Is that really what y'all want me to do? I don't really care either way, one way or another. So, I smell Peggy Hill's chili. Oh, come on, that's a little bit mean. I can do better. I've done better than that. Unless you want to do a mukbang. What's a mukbang?
That is a stream specifically devoted to eating.
No, I can't do that. I'm still on a cut cycle. He said after drinking 3 glasses of wine. Like a fucking idiot. It's hard when you've made 5-6 gallons of it, and it's gonna go bad if you don't drink it. But, okay, so we're gonna move the camera. This actually worked rather well. Okay, so can you guys kind of give me a little feedback? Did y'all like this cooking stream? Because I could do more of this. If y'all like, I could do some soups, some curries, other things that are perhaps a little healthier than chili. But, okay, so it looks like people are pretty happy with that. I'm going to just unplug my laptop, and I will remove the laptop cam from view. So I don't think we need it at this point. Ag, make a Frito pie. Okay, take that chili and put it in a bag of Fritos. I'm not doing that because I already put it over pasta because of her. She wanted it. So if you guys think Cincinnati style chili is an abomination, you know who to blame on this one. All right. This is very strange. I've never had anybody ever ask for me to eat live, but I'm gonna do what y'all ask. I did Cincy chili per Dodgers request. I'm a good roommate like that. Typically, again, in my opinion, there is one true God tier side. That is not very good lighting, is it? It'll do. I'll go ahead and turn that back on. Yeah, there's only one true top tier chili side, and that is cornbread. Like the South. Don't change phone brands. Dude, now that you're over on the Android side, you're gonna be happier that you were. Apple sucks. Remind me to send you a recipe or something so you can try. Hell yeah, Rammer. All right, so I'm gonna say my prayers. I'm gonna eat. So Lord, for these gifts you're about to receive, the bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. The Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Yeah, I'm Catholic, guys. Anywho, how's it taste, Dodge?
I'm getting to it now. Okay. I just got a mouthful of cheese.
Yeah, if you just eat the cheese off the top, it's not really going to be very indicative of the overall flavor.
No.
You may taste a difference because of the Scuppernong wine I used in the meat.
I smelled the difference coming out of the office.
It does have a nice smell to it. It does smell a bit of wine. All right, y'all. So,
Oh. Kitchen fell.
That was exactly what I was hoping I wouldn't do. Thank you. Mm-hmm. It's quite good. It is quite good indeed. Now I gotta clean the Y key that got bombed by chili.
But why though?
Why indeed?
But why though?
Oh, I appreciate. That's very nice of you, CSY. Again, y'all, I'm nothing special. All I'm trying to do is give you guys proof that you guys can make a good life for yourselves. You can bust ass, you can work hard, and you can achieve anything you want. And I'll tell you something else. This is not an expensive meal. That whole thing of ground beef, that was 1 pound. So, okay, let's do the math on that. The pound of turkey was $2.67. The pound of beef was $1.99 because I shop sales, so that's $4.66. The cans, everything with the cans and the pasta was probably no more than another $5. And I made the wine myself by picking out ingredients that I grew. So it was probably $10 for the whole pot and the whole pot of pasta. So you reckon this whole thing cost me maybe 85 cents Anywhere between 80 cents and $1.50 to make. Yeah, I'm an engineer. I do math. I get paid to do math. It's hard to switch out of that mode. This is fantastic.
Ooh, getting the.
It's not spicy enough, but
I'm getting the bite.
I guess I made it too. I might have made it too hot for Dodge. I can't taste an ounce of heat in this. This is like the mildest chili in the world, but actually that reminds me.
Ooh.
Much better. Yes, sir. Gotta have the Tabasco. Gotta do my chili nice and hot.
Ooh.
Love hot food. I guess I might have burned Dodger a bit on this. Better than blowing money on takeout? Absolutely. Again, this is maybe $1 per bowl. Pretty fucking good.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Let me convert that into British. This is $1. This is £1, £1.25, £1.50, £1.75, £2 per bowl. I think it's CSY morphine. I think it's an acronym. Big Red, you're a sriracha guy? I'm not much for sriracha, actually. Not my scene. I've never cared for the taste. I tell you what else is really good is Crystal. So Tabasco is very nice, but it's very expensive. If you like a good, cheap hot sauce, and I don't get paid to advertise for anything. If I advertise for something, it's because I like it and I use it. I'm not that big. Good old Crystal. If Plastic Walnut is in the chat, ping him and tell him that Louisiana really does know what it's doing when it comes to hot sauces. You know, I'm going to do that.
Ooh.
There we go. Dodger is a little red in the face.
Seriously?
Just a touch, not much. Just a little pink. I love how meaty this is too, because of between the hominy, the turkey, and the beef. This is a very meaty chili. This is fantastic. If it was 50 degrees cooler, this would be the best thing in the world. But unfortunately, it's still 80 degrees outside because I live in South Carolina.
Down to 48 tonight.
Oh, it's going to get cold then. Very nice. This is surreal, though. I've never... Ooh, there's a bit of chili that did not dissolve. Chili pepper. Yeah, I don't think Dodger can take the heat too well. I tried to make this as mild as I possibly could, and she is chugging water. Well, there's cream in the fridge if you really need something. That will absolutely douse the flames.
I know.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, I can't take the heat. Ag, am I a Texan? Well, Lone Snow Troop came in earlier and said I wasn't one because I put beans in my chili. I consider myself to be a Texan, yes. It's not where I was born. I was born in the great state of, actually, the not-so-great state of Virginia. But I've lived in Texas longer than anywhere else. So I would call myself a Texan, yes. Moreover, I would call myself, I think more accurately, I would call myself a Southerner. Because the vast majority of my life and my place of birth is in the South. And I was born in Southern Virginia, so for those of you who want to say, oh, Virginia is not a southern state, Nova isn't southern anymore, true. But I was born in Hampton, which is southern. It's not chili without the beans. I agree. I think unless you're making it for a hot dog, I think a chili dog you can get away without beans, but I love beans in chili. I like hominy in chili too, which gives it a chew, a meatiness. That hominy starts to cook down a little bit. Perfect. So I was born south of the Mason-Dixon line. You bet your ass I was. I believe the borderline to the south is no longer the Mason-Dixon, though. Okay, so Dodge keeps eating it and is staring daggers at me because it is apparently very hot for her. Oh, thank you very much for the gift sub bump. Thank you so much, CSY. Main man from down south. The true down south. Down under Australia. But because she's still eating it, even though it's burning her lips off.
Because I'm not wasting food.
Well, I was gonna go ahead and say that was because I made it taste really good, but thank you for deflating my ego a bit there.
Well, it's hot, but I dished it up, so I'm gonna finish it. It's good, but it's hot.
This is like maybe a 1-alarm chili. You don't want to see what happens when I actually try to make chili spicy. Poor thing. This is what happens when you get raised in the North, y'all. Yankees, not even once.
I was raised by somebody who snacked on freaking long hot peppers. This is not a North thing. This is just a me thing. Because I know you've had Jersey long hots.
I know. I'm trying to make fun of you because you're a damn Yankee and you're not cooperating with your facts and logic.
Of course not.
This is delicious. You blow your toilet up, that's why. No comment. Dodger would be glad Ag didn't add Trinidad Scorpions peppers. Well, to be fair, that would have been a self-inflicted wound by Dodger because Dodger is the only one who has bought me Trinidad Scorpions peppers.
Yeah, and then you stuck a whole ass one in your mouth.
Yeah, okay, so have I told y'all the story of Dodger and the hot peppers and what I did with them? If y'all want to hear that story, speak up in chat and I'll make it happen.
It's a funny one, I promise.
Some people, mostly white mob, can't handle spicy food. That's true. Yeah, would y'all like to hear me tell y'all about the story, the time that I encountered extraordinarily hot peppers? Okay. So let me grab another bite. This is really good. Yeah, Dodger is dying over there, and Coca-Cola is like the worst possible thing you can do. You're only going to make your pain a lot worse with that, but good luck.
It's placebo effect, okay?
Yeah. Milk or cream is what you should go for there, not Coca-Cola.
Why do you think I'm going for the Magnum ice cream after I'm done?
I did not realize you had bought Magnum ice cream. I really wish I... Excuse me. Really wish I didn't know that. They're all telling you to get milk. Anyway, okay, so story time. Yeah, you could just put a shit ton more cheese in it. That would work too. Story time. So this is 2019, back when Dodge and I had decided to start dating. Before we'd actually met each other, actually.
No, this was after.
Oh, this was after? Okay.
Because it was after Tom Bravo.
I thought it was before. Whatever. As an aside, Dodger and I used to be an item. We haven't been and aren't for quite some time. She's just my roommate, and we're very good friends. So let's talk about this. So Dodger sends me down this package of peppers. Might have been as a present for something or another, but she sends them down to me, and they look real pretty. They're all red, orange, and yellow peppers. My patented lack of memory. It's true. They're red, yellow, or orange peppers, and they look very pretty, and it had a nice little note. It's like, hey, enjoy snacking on these, or something like that. It was a note of some kind. I forget what it said, but lo and behold, I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try one of these bad boys. So I eat one, just completely, just a whole ass pepper. What I didn't know when she had bought me these peppers is that they were, in order of ascending spiciness, habanero peppers, or the yellow ones, ghost peppers, or the orange ones, scorpion peppers, and Carolina Reaper peppers, which, if any of y'all are into spicy food, you know are 4 extremely hot peppers, okay? Carolina Reapers are among the spiciest in the world. They have a very good flavor, and then it is absolute pain and suffering. So, I ate a scorpion pepper, I expected it to taste like a bell pepper, like a snacking pepper. Lo and behold, this was not a snacking pepper. It was like a punch as hard as possible,
boom, to my gut. And I was in a fetal position, like just trying not to die for the next 40 minutes after that. So, with peppers that hot, there's a limit as to what you can really do with them, unless you get creative. So, I took that big pot y'all saw me boil pasta in earlier and made a pepper relish. I chopped up, I think it was 2 pounds of peppers, chopped up the scorpions, chopped up the hobs, chopped up the ghosts, chopped up the reapers, chopped them all up barehanded, which is again mistake. Okay, so that was mistake number one, was just eating a whole ass scorpion. Mistake number two was chopping them all up bare. I made them into a pepper relish. Well, when you boil them, right, you're creating all that steam. Some of the capsaicin comes up and releases in that steam. So basically, that whole night, it is like I had been cooking nerve gas. I was coughing, or capsaicin, like pepper spray, in my kitchen. I was coughing like I had been introduced to downtown Delhi or downtown Beijing after the coal-fired power plants sprung up. So, chopped all those bad boys up into a relish. The relish turned out wonderfully. I added dill, I added a little bit of brown sugar, I added some vinegar, added a little bit of sweet pickle, and it was absolutely wonderful. And I believe relish, if I say I made a relish in the United States, it'd be like if I made a chutney or a pickle if you live in Australia. So I know Branston pickle is something big the UK does. I don't know if that's similar in Australia. But so I made this giant pepper relish, and it was very good. But the pain that got onto my hands was so powerful that no matter how much I scrubbed, my hand felt like it was on fire. I had to go to sleep that night clutching an ice pack on both hands beneath and squeezing that beneath my thighs, and my hands were still on fucking fire that whole night. That night was miserable. That was the third mistake. The fourth mistake I made was going to shower that night when I touched my dick and nuts. There's no easy way of saying that. I touched my gonads, and I washed, but that didn't change the fact that we were talking unfathomable amounts of pain here. The pain from that was genuinely excruciating, and if you guys have been on the U-Tree server, you guys know, basically the spiciest peppers in the world, chopped them up with my bare hands and ended up touching my nuts afterwards. You can fill in the blanks as to how that probably felt. It was unbelievably painful. So that was mistake number 4. The next day, it got better. I let the relish boil down, and I packaged it and put it into mason jars. Well, I brought in a mason jar the next day, or the 2 days later, because that next day was a Taco Tuesday. We used to do Taco Tuesdays at work at my old plant, at the old plant I worked in Greenville, Texas. And these are Texans. These are people who know their heat. So I put out the pepper relish. I brought something else. I forgot what it was that day. Maybe napkins or something, or forks. Put out that pepper relish. And I put a little note below. It says, "Warning, very spicy." So I put a little bit on my tacos, and it's extremely spicy, but the flavor on this, one of the best relishes I've ever made. Really, really good. The flavor is this perfect mix of sweet, sour, umami, vinegary, and then just unbelievably spicy after you've eaten it. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Oh, I should probably put the follower progress, or the follow alerts back on. There we go. Anyway, thank you very much for the follow, whoever that was. Did I pass out? I did eventually pass out that night before. So that I'm putting that on my tacos, and people are like, when I put it down, some people ask me about it. I'm like, be careful, that is quite spicy. And they were like, oh yeah, it's probably not that bad. I'm like, all right, well, hey, you try it. You saw how much I put on mine. I just put it in a little tiny spoonful. About 10 minutes later, they come up to me, staring at me, saying, "What the fuck did you make?" And I just start laughing. It's unbelievable. It's hysterical to me. Because I'm like, I warned you. I thought you were some hot shit, what was all the bravado now? And they said, "What the fuck do you put in that?" I'm like, well, I call it the 4 horsemen. And the Four Horsemen is made out of habanero peppers, their eyes widen. Ghost peppers, they start looking at me like I'm a fucking deranged madman. Scorpion peppers and Carolina Reaper peppers, and they just stare at me after it, and they're like, what the fuck? Why would you do that to me? And I'm like, I put very hot very clearly on a label right below the dish. It's your fault, motherfucker. So that was the fun part of it. And then one of my friends from across the building who didn't know we were doing Taco Tuesday, I told him, hey, come on over here. Try this on a tortilla chip. So I give him a tortilla chip with some of the relish. I told him, be careful, it's hot. He's like, oh, it's not that bad. He eats it. I watch his face as it goes from, he starts with, hey, this is really good. And he says, okay, yeah, there's the heat. It's not bad. And he's like, oh my God, I need water right fucking now. I'm laughing my ass off hysterically as he fucking books it out of the office where we are at the cubicle farm and books it to the nearest water fountain and just starts chugging. I'm laughing and I'm laughing. I get up, I log off my computer, and I just start pointing at him. I'm like, what did you think I was gonna do? And he said, and he asked me what I put in, and I'm like, well, I put habaneros, and then it goes scorpions, and then the Carolina Reapers. He's like, holy shit, that was really tasty, and I want more of it. But that is, I think he said, how do you say it? He said, that was demented, it was that spicy. Anyway, I ended up, having that relish for weeks on end, and the fun part about the relish is if you ate enough of it, it'd make your poops really spicy too. So you get done, and then 6 hours later, you'd be having fucking fire hole on the toilet. And
that's not fire hole, that's volcano hole at that point.
Yeah, or thermonuclear explosion hole. And I get that's a really disgusting thing to talk about while I'm eating, but I don't give a shit. Anyway.
Intended.
God damn it, Dodger.
You said it, not me.
Anyway, the point of all this nonsense is I've had lots of fun with hot peppers over the years, and spicy food doesn't really faze me. I can explain why. I can give you all the childhood background that is why I like spicy food, if y'all would like. Would y'all like more story time? More story time? Okay. Let me have one more bite. This is really fucking good.
Did that crack it? I think it cracked it.
Okay. So, I grew up in a military family. My father served in the Air Force from, hello, Popcorn 9595. Thank you very much for the follow. We're eating. We've already finished our cooking stream. I made a big pot of chili earlier, and we're talking about stories. So this is how I came to really enjoy spicy food. So my father served for 29 years in the United States Air Force. He was stationed in the summer of 2001, actually August 2001. We left his previous post in the Pentagon. And that post in the Pentagon was actually the wing of the Pentagon that got destroyed in 9/11. So that was big man upstairs looking out for us. I am fully convinced of that. But we fly out to Kadena Air Force Base in Okinawa, Japan. And then 2 years later, we were moved to Yokota, Japan. That is Yokota Air Force Base, just outside of, actually it's not even outside, it's within Tokyo city limits, so the biggest city in the world. And we experienced, because you can take space age flights all over East Asia. I got to see when I was really young, I wish I had been older, but Thailand, Singapore, Japan, South Korea. I've actually been to Australia once before. It was a very long time ago, but it's 2000. This would be like 2003, I think. Anyway, we saw a lot of East Asia that, a lot of kids my age, I was at the age where I wanted to sit and play Pokemon all day. Imagine moving to Japan at peak Pokemania, 2001, 2002. It was pretty crazy. But I see you're typing in Japanese there. That's the one mistake I had. My parents signed me up for Japanese lessons when I was a kid. I didn't take it seriously. What a mistake that was on my end. I wish I had learned it. My older brother knows some better Japanese. I'm working on Spanish right now, and I'm just not very good at learning languages, but I'm trying. I'm never going to give up at it. Anyway, so while we're overseas, when you're overseas on a remote island in the, Pacific Ocean, which is what Okinawa really is, and then you're in Japan, prices for things get a bit funky, right? Your standard American items, milk, beef, corn, chicken, get very expensive. But local items, fish, rice, tofu, spices, get very cheap. So you learn to sort of eat like the locals do. If you're intelligent. If you're unintelligent, you go and buy shit grade milk and shit grade beef at 4 times the cost. So my family did that, and my mom, God bless her, exposed me at the age of, I was 6 when we left, and I was 11 when we came back. Exposed me to a great number of foods that, I think most kids in the United States never get exposure to until their 20s. And as a result of that, we would go out, we would eat Thai food, and my parents, I was 5, 6, 7 years old. They've let us, go and eat chicken nuggets. But then, they said, "Hey, do you want to try this?" And they were really positive and encouraging. And I ended up trying it when I was a kid. Found Japanese curry, like Coco's. There's a popular curry restaurant over there. It's called Coco's. There's this great Thai restaurant in the bowling alley on Yokota Air Force Base. God knows if it's still there or not, but fucking fire. There's this great stir-fry place at the Officers Club that we'd go to on Sundays in Kadena. Things like that exposed me very, very gradually, but very openly towards Asian cooking, and of course, the heat that comes with Asian cooking. When we moved to Yokota, we were right outside. So because it's Japan, there's a subway station everywhere. Everything in Japan is hooked up by rail. So you walk off of Yokota Air Force Base, and you are right next to the Fusa train station. That's the Fusa station in Japan. And maybe 3, 4 stops down that line, the JR line, there was a bigger stop called Tachikawa, where that train station had loads of restaurants and tons of different floors and shops and stalls and everything. Japan is such a great place. Go there if you ever get the chance. Japan, to me, in a lot of ways, Japan is like what we're going to see in 2070, they've had since 2000. But there's this baller-ass Indian restaurant there. And that's how I got my exposure to Indian food, and how my mom did. And she started cooking Indian curries after learning how to do it and what the spice mixtures were. And so when we got back to the States in 2005, all those Asian foods we learned how to cook, and the whole family loved them. My mom just cooked them all the time because she learned how, and because we were on a military base, she had access to the Asian ingredients, because every single time a military base is placed somewhere, all the ethnic restaurants, Asian restaurants, Hispanic restaurants, even better, South American restaurants, which, by the way, food in South America, wonderful, so underrated. Peruvian food, Colombian food, Brazilian food, Argentine food, very good. But all of these cuisines, right, I had been exposed to, I'm like, fuck yeah, golden curry sounds amazing. That's going to be awesome. I'm going to go play football, and then, I get home, I get to eat a curry. So, get Spoon River rehearsal. Kick-ass Big Red. Good to see you, as always. Love having you around. Thanks for showing up. Go enjoy your rehearsal. As far as, getting exposed to all those Asian foods, that's sort of how it happened. I can give y'all, if y'all are ever curious, sort of a rundown as to where I have lived through my entire life. I have lived in like 15 different places. Crazy. Probably more, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway, I'm going to continue eating for a moment. Y'all got any more questions for me?
I wonder if they would like one at my own expense.
If you want to tell them a story, you got your own Twitch channel.
That's true.
Are you talking about the Vindaloo story? I could tell you all the story where Dodger of Zion, again, my roommate and fellow Twitch streamer, tried Vindaloo for the first time. I can summarize that. Although she'll probably tell it on her channel. So
I've told it a million times, but your community don't know.
maybe they do. I don't know. Yeah, if you guys really like this, y'all want to kind of get to know me a little bit better, check out that Discord server. I'm available almost all the time in there. I also do private, slightly more risque sessions if that's your thing. Good advice gets shared in there. I highly recommend it. I'm savoring this chili because I may have to make myself a salad. I'm still pretty hungry. What's Dodger's story? Okay, I'll do it bluntly. 2019, Dodge and I head up to Con Bravo, which is a streaming, anime, and all sorts of other weedy, nerdy shit convention in Hamilton, Ontario. In between convention stops, because she was working for that convention as a volunteer, we went to an Indian place that I think I was the one who had found it, with Urinating Tree from YouTube and Hiei2K7 from the Utree Discord server, and 5 Points Vids from YouTube as well.
5 didn't join us.
Oh yeah, that's right. 5 was too busy smoking weed.
Mew joined us though. Our roommate Mew.
Sorry about that. Yeah, no, 5 was too busy smoking weed that whole trip. I mean, he was high the entire fucking time.
He was, because it's legal up there.
Yeah. No, 5 was stoned out of his mind the whole trip, which is funny as hell. So we go to this Indian restaurant, and we all sit down, we all get our food. And I think it was Hiei that got the chicken vindaloo.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know much about Indian food is supposed to be spicy. That's where all the great spices come from. And vindaloo is a proper Indian-level spicy curry. Dodger, of course, got chicken. I think it was butter chicken or tikka masala, one of those two.
No, I got a dal.
Oh, you got a dal? Okay. Well, yeah. Regardless, she got something much milder to suit her tastes. Well, Hiei, I believe, is from California, so he's used to a little bit hotter stuff, having been out towards the Bay Area for so long. And so it's a spicy vindaloo. I think I got something spicy as well. And Dodger ends up, we're like, all right, as one does in an Indian food, you let your friends try your dish. So Dodger tries Hiei's vindaloo, and her face, I've never seen her like, it was like a mixture of pain and panic, where she never had something that spicy in her life, is what it looked like. Yeah, she was really burning. She ended up downing her whole ass water. We were all laughing like hyenas. The funniest fucking thing in the world. But anyway, that's the main story. The TLDR from this is that Dodger is an absolute wuss when it comes to heat. And I think even she would admit that. Sorry. I don't know how else to put it. Meanwhile, I haven't told y'all the story of how the buffalo sweat shot came to be. Has anybody ever heard of the term buffalo sweat? Speaking of great stories. How are we doing? How many people we still got left watching this Drek? I'm literally just eating. The idea that any of y'all will be watching this is 33 viewers. Oh, 24 viewers. Still, what the shit? That's awesome. I mean, I can't thank y'all enough, but that is surprising to me. 27, all right. Well, okay, so let me... Shit, what story was I going to tell y'all? The
Buffalo sweat.
Buffalo sweat, thank you. Okay, so... Actually, as a matter of fact, I could make a buffalo sweat shot and do it on stream tonight. So, this was 2000... I think the end of 2019? It was either 2019 or 2020. No, it was 2019. When I lived in Greenville, two of my more, let's say, redneck friends of mine, which I say that in the best possible term. Nothing better is nothing is better than having redneck friends because they will always find fun shit to do. You're never bored with redneck friends. Get yourself some redneck friends, and you'll find that you become a little bit more of a redneck as well. And these guys, if you think I'm a redneck, for any of you who think I'm a redneck, no. These two guys, one was a guy who went to Tarleton State University, which even among Texas colleges is known for being yeehaw as fuck. Really, again, these are two really brilliant guys. They're both engineers. They're really good with their work, but they're also both kind of rednecks. And, you know, this one's got 10 acres, lives out in, you know, just south of Greenville, Texas, lives in Cache. Really great guy. You know, we play rugby together. He'd go out and sing red dirt country, you know, Texas country, that sort of stuff, out in, you know, the local honky tonks and bars around Hunt County. And the other guy was, good old Connor. This man, I have watched this man put down an entire handle of Crown Royal whiskey in one night and not miss a beat. This man was born a panhandle cotton farmer and will die a panhandle cotton farmer. Absolutely salt of the earth, super friendly, super nice, but do not try to drink with this man. He will drink you under the table. But so the two of us, we went down to the first friend's hometown to pick up some stuff and pick up his old 63 Chevy. It's a 63 Chevy C10. Great, beautiful baby blue. I think he'd restored it with a 283 V8 on the hood. I think it was a 3-speed manual, I want to say. Just bone stock basic, teak wood in the back. Fucking just beautiful thing. So we're picking up that truck. We go down there. We go to a bar where some of his old high school buddies were. And, you know, as is wont to do, you know, he comes back. He's the big successful engineer who went off to the big city. That is 27,000 people. That's the big city. And this is, I believe the town's name is Zool, Texas, just outside of San Antone. That's Zuehl, something like that. Zool, Texas. And we get down, we get to talking with some of the guys, and you know, they get a little beak about them. They're the high school guys who never left the same town. You know, if you've ever watched Friday Night Lights, you know that shit's a documentary. But it's like that kind of town. You go back, and you know, my friend's the one who went and got himself the big fancy engineering job after going to college and then going to A&M to get his master's. So, but you know, my other friend, the guy who, the panhandle farmer, could drink a shit ton, he went to tech because, of course, he went to fucking tech. Got the fly.
Hey.
Very zen. Bonsai. I'm probably going to get demonetized for that one. Anyway, so we're sitting around the bar meeting his high school friends, and you know, they're trying to act all macho, trying to act all alpha and shit, right? And it's starting to get on Connor and I's nerves. And CG is the friend who had gone to this high school, and so I pull CG and Connor aside. I'm like, yo, because they knew what Buffalo Sweat was. I made them take a shot of it, and they were like, they were appalled by what Buffalo Sweat shot was. So I tell them, hey, yo, you want to take these guys down a peg? And they're like, all right, what you got in mind? I told them, I'm going to go do a Buffalo Sweat shot. Tell them to come with me. And so I kind of goad the guys like, yeah, man, you a real boss? You a real one? Well, you know what? You sound like a pretty great guy. Let me come buy you a shot. So we go up to the bar. I pull the bartender aside and said, yo, you heard of Buffalo Sweat before? And they said, no. And I tell them, okay, so Buffalo Sweat is when you take a shot glass. Oh, even better. You take a shot glass, like something like this. Don't mess with Texas. You take this sheer shot glass, you fill it halfway up with whiskey. That's a little bit more than halfway, ain't it? And then you fill the other half with Tabasco. Oh yes. Would y'all like to see me do a Buffalo Sweat shot? Uh-huh. Up it comes. This is bigger than a standard shot glass, so I'm going to go up to about there. That is whiskey and Tabasco. That, my friends, is Buffalo Sweat. Now, so I give them, the bartender's kind of in disbelief. I told him 1 part bourbon, 1 part Tabasco. And he said, the fuck? He's like, he looked at me, I'm like, you heard me. Get your Tabasco out. You'll get a nice tip. And he's like, okay, all right. So he gets his well liquor, pours up half the shot, and he starts putting in. I'm like, keep going. Keep going. He's just staring at me. What the fuck? Keep going. Keep going. I tell him, now make a second one. So we knuckle up, me and the other guy. I'm like, cheers, man. This is a man's shot right here. So we knock it back, right? Now who wants to see me knock this Buffalo Sweat shot back? Anybody? Anybody at all?
I'll get the popcorn.
This is bourbon and Tabasco, y'all.
Classy.
No one? This is a true fucking story, by the way. What's up, popcorn? Is it gonna burn? It's half a shot of Tabasco and half a shot of well whiskey. What do you think it's gonna do? No, it's not gonna burn too much. Anyway, so we get up there, we knuckle up, me and this dude. I think he was the quarterback of the high school football team. So just like any fucking quarterback, he's got a fucking ego the size of his own zip code. I was a lineman, so I'm like, no, fuck this guy. This guy needs to be taken down a peg. So we take the shot. And we sit there. And about 30 seconds in, I watch his face wrinkle up just like, and he's trying to play it cool. He's trying to play it cool the best he can. He's like, I could do that. I could do that again. I can do a ton of those. I'm like, okay, bartender. We pour another one. He goes in. We knock down the second Buffalo Sweat shot. I'm perfectly fine. He's sitting there really trying to play it cool, but he's losing his composure at this point. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? I'm like, I went to A&M. And he's like, oh, that explains it. And then the second after that, nobody fucking challenged me on anything manly for the rest of the night. Even though I was the only one there not wearing cowboy boots. I was the only one there speaking with only a moderate Texas twang in his accent. Everybody else was country as hell, talking like this. Got that good old Texas twang. You know, that sort of thing. I'm not even exaggerating it. But I earned some respect that night, I think. And more importantly, it shut him the hell up for the rest of the night. He cut his ego down for a little bit. It's a glorious thing to do. Just absolutely shut someone who thinks they're hot shit down like that. Just sit down, boy. Tell you what. It's a good feeling. Anyway, so y'all just watched me do a shot of Buffalo Sweat. If you'd like to try it on your own, whatever well liquor you can find, this happens to be a mix of Old Crow and Evan Williams in an Evan Williams bottle, and then Tabasco. That's it. Bourbon and Tabasco. That's a Buffalo Sweat shot. 1 part bourbon, 1 part Tabasco. Now, I used to be a cheap ass, so I used to do 1 part bourbon, 2 parts Tabasco. I've mellowed out a little bit over the years. Now, is it going to burn? Feels fine. I could do another one right now. Don't really want to. I have no reason to do it. But I could. Just so y'all know. Oh, I left a little bit in the boot of the heel. Let's fix it. Beautiful. Anyway, if y'all are new to this stream, and this is the first one of my streams y'all have captured, or y'all have been able to attend, and y'all don't think this is entertaining, I don't know what else to do. So please, comment about that down in the chat, so that way I can try and make this more entertaining. But these are all true stories. I'm not embellishing any of these. It's not one of them, it was this big fish stories. This is just who I am as a person. I've done some wild shit over the years. It's very simple. And I mean, look, I went and took my own 2 fucking feet and I made fucking homemade wine back there. You know what? Let me go show you guys the barrel. Or the carboy, rather.
It's a feet stream.
Y'all thought I had my fridge loaded up with wine. Be fully aware that this is what I have left. This is about 3 gallons worth of wine in a glass carboy. I don't think y'all quite understand some of the crazy shit I do. And if y'all have been in the urinating tree server, you might a little bit. But y'all really, those of you who are new to my stream, still don't quite understand it. In either case, I feel like this might get me in trouble, but I could try doing a chug of this with a little bit of tubing. Maybe that's not a good idea. That'd probably get me kicked off of Twitch for alcohol.
Would also blow your calorie count too.
Yeah, I probably should have done that shot.
Yeah, Tabasco is calorically insignificant, but the whiskey.
That's true. Anyway, yeah, it's huge. It's a carboy. It's a proper 5-gallon, actually really 6-gallon carboy because I filled it up too much. And y'all haven't even seen the mat. Oh, I gotta show y'all the primary fermenter, which I tried to recreate with mash after the fact. Oh, that is rotten. Are those maggots? No, it's just yeast. This is the primary fermenter, and y'all can't really tell. This is pounds and pounds of dried crushed grapes that have started to probably get moldy. Let's see what it smells like. Oh my god. Imagine extremely strong cheese and old grapes, and that's what this smells like.
Ugh.
It's like a camembert that's gone a bit over, a bit runny, you know?
Oh god.
But yeah, y'all, I do weird shit like this because I like being a Renaissance man. I like trying new things. And quite frankly, a normal life is boring. So, if y'all like this content and you want to see more of it, y'all could, in the long run, there's no reason y'all couldn't free me from my day job and I couldn't just do this 7 days a week. But to get there, I need more followers. I need more viewers. 25 is about what we've got now. That's awesome. I'm super thankful that y'all would come out for something that's not my forte. My forte is lifting streams. I hope y'all really enjoyed this cooking stream. We may do more of this in the future if that's what you really wanted. But definitely tell all your friends. What's up, Five? Good to see you.
Oh, the bald man's here?
No. Different Five. This is Five. Good morning from Australia. I-5-5. Anyway, yeah. If you guys like this, tell all your friends. By the way, for those of you who really get into recruiting and people follow and told me you referred them, I keep note of that, and you guys do get special perks if you are a major recruiter. Patrons also get special perks. More of that can be detailed in the Discord if that's something you might be interested in. So, before we head off for the night, I think this is going to be about it. Y'all can see more of me in the Discord server. I might raid someone. Might look at raiding someone here. But do y'all have anything you'd like to say? Any chat? Any advice you'd like to ask me? Pick my brain a little bit, y'all, before I head out. All right, so let's let's have a look on Twitch here and see what we've got in terms of who we could raid. Oh, hey, Leo K77. Thank you very much for showing up and following, my man. That's 510. So 490 more, we'll have a truth or drink stream where I will tell the whole truth, the unvarnished truth, and nothing but the truth, or I will have to take a drink. Or I may do jump ropes, because I don't want to get too hammered, because that would kind of contradict the purpose of this channel, which is to help show you guys how to get healthy, get swole, and get financially free, which is what I'm trying to do. We're all on that journey. I think I just might be a bit further along it than many of you. So we're going to take a look at the fitness and health channels, and we'll see maybe about rating someone. How about that? What? So, oh, by the way, if y'all are wondering what this is I got a flu shot. I recommend you get yours, or don't. It's up to you. I try not to politicize shots. I'm in favor of vaccines and shots. I grew up in the military, so it's kind of, I had to growing up, and I never had problems with it. So in general, I trust vaccines and the science behind them, but there are reasons to be skeptical, so kind of think about it that way. All right. Looks like nobody is on. Is anybody else on the stream here? Celtsy. Who's new? I gotta go all the way down to the bottom. The littlest guy you've ever seen. Let's check this out. Copy link. I'm just checking out other fitness streamers where I can maybe stream them. Wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times there are not forgotten. Come on, work with me. Y'all, I got one other thing I should probably mention. It's a bit of a confession. I use Edge. I use Microsoft Edge. I'm not even trolling. I'm using Edge right now.
Ow, the Edge.
Funny.
I'm hilarious.
But yeah. All right, so we may give this guy, let's see, Average Joe's OC. I like having a few Average Joes. He ain't got too many people, but let's check. I'm just checking out a few people to raid. If you guys again, y'all have questions or anything else, please stick around. You know, ask me anything, or check out the Discord and ask me there. I'm very open to DMs and whispers as well. If that's maybe more your speed, you want a little bit of privacy, I'll keep it private. I always love giving people as much advice as I possibly can to help them become the best version of themselves they can be. That is the core, that is the root of my channel, and it always will be. So, I think we're going to give, who's this? Average Joe's OC. I think we're going to give him a raid. So, we're going to copy, and then we're going to paste. Edge is not that bad. It's on Chromium, so you good. It's the default, and it works for me. I'm just lazy. I know Firefox is supposedly better, but I don't know. I don't see the reasons why. All right, so we're going to give a raid to Average Joe's OC. Let's see. Let's make the raid message, don't forget your protein. Don't forget your protein. All right. All right. So y'all ready to raid? Here we go. Thank you. Okay, one last thing. Thank you all very much for showing up, for coming out. I will be live at 8 in the morning tomorrow to talk about finances and getting in better financial shape, because that's also a big part of what I do. Anywho, let's go give this guy a raid, give him some love. Don't forget your protein is the raid message, y'all. Thank you very much, gig 'em, and good night. Right now. streaming.